And I know it's a really crazy, crazy time, right? My son, my oldest son, Forrest, who is absolutely wise beyond his years. Some of you guys know him. You've certainly seen his pictures, and some of you might have heard his music. He's amazing, amazing metal guitarist, like jaw-dropping, head-banging, amazing stuff. No bad lyrics, just like really, really fast guitar. You're like, how can his fingers move so fast? Anyway, he's amazing. But he was saying the other day, you know, because we talk about stuff, of course, we talk about everything. He just turned 21. So I did my job. I produced an intelligent, kind-hearted, respectful citizen of the world adult, right? And the next one is 17, so he's coming up close behind. But Forrest was saying it's kind of like with everything that we're all going through right now, like collectively, everybody, not, this is not even counting whatever personal stuff we have, right? Everybody has their own personal things that you're working on with your health or your family or your money or your home or, you know, whatever it might be, a combination of things. But aside from all that, we're basically going through as a society right now, we're going through the 1918 flu pandemic. We have our 2020 version of that. We have kind of a Great Depression coming, you know, like a recession / depression. It's like maybe going to be that bad. I mean, it's crazy, right? And then now we have, of course, you know, protests and fighting and looting and everything, which I completely, as you guys may have seen from my very anti-racist newsletter, Easy, and please do read that if you haven't yet, because it took a lot of courage for me to do that. And I'm getting mostly a lot of appreciative, like love notes back from people thanking me for taking such a strong stand for Black Lives Matter and against police brutality and for justice for all people. But I am getting some hate mail too. So if you guys can send me some extra love for that, because it takes courage to speak the truth, right? It takes courage to be like, hey, this is not okay, this has to stop. And it took me a few days to like figure out what to put in the email, but I feel really proud of myself for that, for having that courage and speaking my truth. So thank you guys for whatever love. And yeah, so there's that going on. All three of these things are going on. We have a health crisis with the quarantine and life is not normal with all those things. And then we have financial concerns. Some of us are doing better than others with the financial, right? But there's still just this, you know, sense that the whole thing could come crashing down, right? And then we have like all kinds of like civil unrest, basically would be the most diplomatic way of putting it, right? So it's going, oh my goodness, what's going on here? It's totally crazy. So I am here for you. I want you guys to know that we're here for each other, okay? So if you ever need any extra Reiki or prayers, just pop onto our Wisdom School group and ask, and either I will jump up or somebody will jump up, and we're here for each other. And it's also a really good idea to have buddies, right? So another reason to have buddies, because you know what, you guys, we're going through some heavy duty shit right now, okay? I mean, that's the deal, you know? Like no matter what your politics are, no matter what your race is, no matter what your economic situation is, we're going through some crazy stuff, you know? So we have to be really gentle with ourselves. We have to use our spiritual tools. We have to do our positive thinking. And if our mental, emotional train starts going off track, we come back. And I want to tell you a story, an example of that. Yesterday, my mom and I went, oh no, it was Wednesday, sorry, Wednesday. We went to the acupuncturist, and on the way back, we were going to stop by at one of our favorite restaurants to get some takeout. Well, we were told there was going to be a protest, but then they said, no, there wasn't going to be a protest. My mom is 89. She lived through the 60s and she didn't go to a protest in the 60s, honey. She ain't going to a protest when she's 89, right? Like me, I'd be at a protest if, you know, sometimes I do that. But no, 89, half blind, she was not interested in going to a protest. But the restaurant was right across the street from the protest. So I'm parked in the car and like right, 30 feet away from us. We have the car window open, 30 feet away. Everyone's yelling, and there's the megaphones and banging drums, and there's, like 100 people. And my mom started to freak out. She just went into a total fear. Not because of the fact of what color people were there. It was actually mostly white people, because our area is mostly white people. There were some, all different colors, but it was just the noise. And she was scared. She was like, oh, and a lot of the stores are boarded up because they're trying to prevent looting. So there's this feeling of fear, like in the air, right? And she's sitting in the car going, oh, let's just forget the food. I'm like, Mom, they're coming right now. And then she get the credit card, and she's like, oh, forget it. Let's just go home. I'm like, Mom, this is a great opportunity for you to practice your patience, your presence, and your positive thinking. Okay, honey? So we're going to do that. We're going to do our affirmations, and we're going to add, I am peaceful. Okay? So I've got Mom doing, I am brilliant, I am resilient, I am healthy, I am happy. So this is her mantra. You guys can borrow those. I am brilliant. Go ahead and do it. It helps with the fingertips. I am brilliant. I am resilient. I am healthy. I am happy. And then I had her add, putting her hand on her heart, I am peaceful. So we're sitting in the car, and people are yelling, and we're doing this. I am brilliant. I am resilient. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I'm peaceful. And she totally got back on track, right? It was like she was just about to kind of freak out and go for her Xanax and just like, because she does have anxiety, and, she just tends to go to the medication. That's her mindset, MO. But me, I'm like, you can shift this, right? You can just shift your emotions by shifting your thoughts and your energy right now. And I also reassured her, look, the protesters are peaceful. This is a First Amendment right. People have a right to express themselves. That's all they're doing. They're just standing there expressing themselves. So we got through it, right? So whatever it is, everyone's different. Everyone has different triggers, and it helps to know yourself and to know what triggers you and kind of sets your spin instead of the positivity zone, what I call the positive spiral. What is it that triggers you and makes you go into the negativity spiral, right? And that's why it can feel like a train running off track, because if we don't nip it in the bud, then those anxiety thoughts, because, almost everyone has heightened anxiety and stress right now. Almost everybody, right? Unless they're basically like stoned, or like they don't know what's going on. Anyone who is aware like what's going on has heightened anxiety and stress right now. That's just how it is, right? So we're not going to deny it, and we're not going to judge ourselves for it. We're going to say, you know what? We're going through some heavy duty stuff. I'm going through some heavy duty stuff. So how can I help myself, right? How can I think as positively as possible? How can I enhance my self-care? How can I recommit to my spiritual practices? How can I get the support that I need? Sometimes we need support, whether that's peer level or professional level or whatever it might be, right? So this is what we do. Got it, guys? We take care of ourselves. We talk ourselves back on track if there's a negative loop going on. And sometimes we just need to feel our emotions, and that's okay. How many of you guys, be honest with me, how many of you guys are having your sleep patterns affected? Like you're either sleeping more or you're sleeping less, or you're not sleeping as deeply, right? And you have like thoughts going on, or, whatever. And that's normal. That's a response to what's going on. You're a mental, emotional, spiritual, physical being. Okay? It's okay to have that. You just have to be gentle with yourself. So if you need a nap, and even if you're not a nap person, I'm not that much of a nap person, but I'm noticing I might need a nap, right? Or I might just be like, oh, there's so much intense energy, I don't know what to do. So I dance, right? I go out for a walk and I move the body, or I do my exercise bike. something that you can do to like move your body. It helps you to get rid of that extra energy. We're all just shake like, oh, you know, and seriously, like do that. It really, really helps. So give yourself permission to be outside of your own box. There is no box, right? No box. Everybody say no box. No box. No box. There is no box. You got to go with your flow, especially in times of added stress, okay? And get the support that you need. Don't hide. Don't minimize whatever you're going through. Just be real with yourself. And if you're having a hard minute or hour or day or week or whatever it might be, ask for help. Get that support. Give yourself that extra self-care. I usually take those self-care baths. Who else is a bath person? I love me my salt bath. You know, and when I asked for Mark and the boys to get me for Mother's Day, I was like, you know, I like the foo-foo stuff, guys. Just, I call it the foo-foos. You know, give me as much bath salts and essential oils, you know, candles, right? That makes me feel good. This is like, yay, pleasure, right? So now here's the cool thing. Here's really good news for all of us. We're moving into the second chakra. Woohoo! Yay! Monica's got her orange on. I can't quite tell everybody's colors, but it's fun to play with the colors as kind of a color therapy, right? So for the next, you know, month or so, we might actually, we were in the first chakra for about 2 months. We might be in the second chakra for 2 months too. We'll kind of go with the flow. I'll check in with the angels, you know, and our faculty members, right? Our teachers will check in to see when we're ready to move into third chakra. But right now I'm kind of getting August because I feel like August is a good time to move into the fire, you know, with the heat, like the height of summer for most of us. So we might be in second chakra for a couple of months. It's really cool to have immersions like this where you can just immerse. Now that doesn't mean you stop doing your first chakra stuff, right? You still need to send your grounding cord down. If you still need to take some barefoot on the earth, if you still need to work with your stones and your crystals, right? You know, your grounding, whatever you want to work with more with the plants, hug trees. I'm a certified tree hugger. Who else is a certified tree hugger? The trees have certified us, right? So you're going to keep doing some of those grounding kinds of things as much as you need. But now we get to move to the second chakra. And the second chakra is really fun because it's all about pleasure and play and creativity and flow. So who's ready for some of that? Yay, right? We all need that. We need more laughter. We need to express and we need to move the energy and flow. And the first chakra is like really like this stillness of presence, you know, like a real solid feeling, whereas the second chakra is all about movement. So this is about flow. And it's also about balance and duality because you have the male and female energy. And I love to play with the infinity symbol with the second chakra. And some of you guys who are doing heart bridges, there's some really fun heart bridge movements for this, right? Awesome. So second chakra is also the inner child. So a lot of emotional, unresolved stuff about your childhood would be located in that second chakra. Another interesting fact about the second chakra in Hawaiian shamanism, it's associated with the hips, of course, that makes sense. And Hawaiian shamans say that the left hip is your mother issues and your right hip is your father issues. And that kind of makes sense because it's your childhood, but the left is the female, so mother, and the right is the male. So just some interesting little things that you might not have heard before about the second chakra. Another great thing to do with your second chakra immersion or whenever you need a second chakra boost is flowers. More flowers. Who loves flowers? Yes. So you don't have to wait for someone else to buy you flowers, right? You love yourself. You're your own best soulmate. You're your own best friend, right? You're also your own best lover. Okay, so lean in and have some fun home love. This is home love. Ready? Magic mantra. Pleasure yourself while you treasure yourself. You need to give yourself some fun this next month or two, okay? So if your libido has been kind of quiet because you've been busy, you've been stressed, or you've been just running other types of energy like higher chakra energy or grounding energy, a lot of times if we have young children, our second chakra gets a little quieter because we're putting a lot of our second chakra energy toward our children, which is outside of our body, but we're still very connected with them, especially if they're under the age of 7. So there could be different reasons why you're just not feeling as horny, right? Like your body's just like, whatever, you know, I'm just going to go to sleep instead, or I'm going to have like a snack or whatever, you know, and you're maybe just not, you don't feel like giving yourself that pleasure. But ladies and gentlemen, whoever replayed gentlemen, I think we have all ladies in the moment. We have a goddess circle in the moment. Woo, woo. You need to give yourself more pleasure, honey. Okay, so who's going to do that? Who's going to give themselves more pleasure in the next month or two? Come on, get that hand up, get that hand up. Okay, good. So, you know, you may be practiced with that and you're like, hey, I know what to do. I know how to please myself, and that's totally cool. Just need to maybe get back on the bicycle, so to speak. If you have a partner, you know, you can get busy more often with your partner. Okay, because truly sex is a great stress reducer, right? Especially good sex or great sex or amazing sex. And that includes sex with yourself, right? So you know exactly what you need. You are your own best lover. So second chakra, we're going to have some fun. And if you're not super comfortable with pleasuring yourself, then you can learn how to get more comfortable with that, right? You know, just give yourself some privacy. Play some nice music if you want. You can light a candle and just make yourself feel good, right? You can make yourself feel good in the water, in the bath or the shower, in the bed, or just kind of whatever's right for you, okay? And you don't have to have a goal like I have to have an orgasm or there's something wrong with me if I don't, right? But if you do, it's fine. And if you don't, that's fine too, okay? Now, other types of pleasuring yourself could also be non-sexual, right? Just like rubbing that love in with the lotion. We talked about that in the self-love, right? Rub the love in with the lotion. Your skin, pay attention to your skin, your feet. Feet were first chakra, but it's still pleasure, so good. It's all good. You always want to make your feet happy, right? And just moving more. So one of the best things you can do for second chakra, you guys, is dance. So don't these things sound like fun? It's like, hey, laughing more, giving yourself more pleasure, anything that's the senses. That includes scent, like essential oils, flowers. So you're kind of sitting here going, this could be a really fun couple of months. Flowers, orgasms and touch, right? Scent, dance and movement. Is this sounding yummy and juicy? Sounding juicy? Thank you. Yeah, it should be sounding juicy. Exactly. Good. So, and please do not feel guilty about any of this ever, because the more you take care of yourself and you love yourself, the more good you are for other people, the more you're bringing a healthy and happy version of you into everything else that you do. Is that right, or is that right? It's right. Okay. And a lot of us women, and this is true for men too, some women and some men more than others, of course, but I do know that there is a gender thing with this, that a lot of us women have been conditioned to always put other people first, always, always, always. We feel guilty if we're not either helping someone else or being productive, right? Like making money or getting house chores done, or like doing something, you know? And so we want to create more balance, because the second chakra also helps with balance, as does the fourth chakra. balance of the second chakra is about the male and female balance. Because sexuality, and you've got the female and the male. Balance with the fourth chakra, it's like the second chakra is more of a horizontal balance, like left to right balance, whereas the fourth chakra is more of a vertical balance because it's the center of the chakra system. So it's more of a this type of balance. Does that make sense? Can we picture this a little bit? Okay, cool. Let me know whenever I'm hot or not. If you're confused, you can go like that. Or like what? Or like repeat that, right? Or you can always type in the chat. Okay. Did I get everybody in? I think I did. I think we are reading. Okay, we have a nice small cozy group today. Hey, that's cool. More attention for you, right? Hi, everybody in replay land. Yay. So this is going to be a wonderful transition. I am not a big orange color person. I had to dig through my closet to find this. It's definitely got some orange, right? But I think certain skin tones do better with orange. And I have one of those that does not do so well with like straight on orange. It just really washed out. But I can still have orange in my some things. It's fun. This is a fun little story. When I was probably, gosh, maybe 23, so we're talking years ago, right? This was very early in my spiritual journey. I was at like a metaphysical church, and that was the first place I ever heard of chakras, because they were talking about chakras. I was like, what is this thing of that we're a human rainbow? That's kind of fun. And they were talking about wearing orange because we were in the second chakra week. And one guy that was there, another student, said, I cannot wear orange like visibly, like at all. Like it just doesn't work for me. So I bought myself a pair of orange socks. And I thought that was kind of fun. So he said he's going to have a pair of socks for each chakra color. So he could kind of adjust, at least that way the energy is kind of coming up. And I thought that was kind of a neat idea, right? So I don't remember his name. He was probably like, 25 years old. So wherever he is, he's a grown man now. And maybe he still sometimes wears orange socks, maybe. So, and you can also work with candles too. And you can create an altar for the focus of the color and the chakra. You can adjust your altar or a section of your altar, or maybe just the candle color or a picture, like a mandala or something like that. And Monica saying something about an orange crystal. Very nice. And Jan has orange in her shirt. Right, I know. I'm kind of liking the peach color lately. I'm working with that color as the branding color for the Mother Wound Healing Intensive, and I'm finding that I'm liking that kind of peach, for some reason, which has not always been one of my colors. I'm more of a purple and red, an indigo kind of girl. Thank you, Annie. Yeah, Annie was saying she understands my mom's fear. A 79-year-old man was knocked to the ground. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Really. Oh, well, we have a graduation ceremony for chakra. Not really, but we're going to kind of smoothly transition into the next one. However, you can definitely give yourself a graduation ceremony, right? And we can do a Prospera jingle as our transition into a new chakra. So let me go grab our Prospera. That could be like our little ceremony. Nice to have a little rite of passage. Okay, so we're gonna have a Prospera jingle as we're moving into chakra 2. Ready? And then we can give a big woohoo. Ready? Woo! Yay! Yay! So thank you for that fun idea, Monica. Woo! Beautiful. Excellent. I'm just catching up here. Okay, right. Thank you. I think I got caught up. Cool. Yay. All right. So now who has sharings for today? I would like to be able to support everybody who wants a HeartSeat or also just share where you're at. So how are you guys doing? You can type or you can just unmute yourself and talk. How's everybody doing? Like what's been going on for you and what feels like it would be supportive for you today? Totally here for everybody. Feel free to unmute yourself or type. And of course, we're going to have our prayer. We're probably going to have channeling. We usually have some channeling and we have healing, right? So we're going to have a full day and we'll take a break in the middle. So Brenda is in the bullpen waiting for a heart seat, right? And Monica, yay. All right, cool. And the rest of you guys just jump in if you want. Trinita. Annie, you've got your orange shirt on now too. Look at you. Happy Halloween. Right? I always think of Halloween as like, oh my God. So funny. All right, cool. Let's jump in with our prayer and then that'll help us kind of feel into about exactly what we need today. I'm really feeling the presence of the Divine Mother with us today. I kind of have a feeling we might have a Divine Mother or a goddess channeling today. Perhaps instead of our usual Archangel Michael is like our main, main guide and spokes guide. But sometimes we need to shift things up, right? It's all good. He's here with us too. Okay. Let's go straight into our prayer. Focusing on your breath. You might want to place your hands on your heart or whatever feels right. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, we have the honor and joy of being here in sacred space together. Co-journeyers, light workers, love weavers, hope bringers, joy dancers, truth tellers, sacred messengers. We are here to heal and be healed. We are here to teach and be taught. We are here to inspire and be inspired. And we turn over now to the holiest of holies. All of the fears, all of the anxieties, all of the worries, all of the wonderings and mental wanderings. We turn over everything that we need to surrender. And we have a beautiful team of guides, guardian angels, heavenly helpers, ascended masters, goddesses, perhaps even some of our power animals, birds, butterflies, bees, whoever's here to help us, fairies. And we just allow ourselves to be cleansed. And so this is a healing and a prayer wrapped in a healing. And we're handing over from our hearts and from our whole beings, just whatever we need to let go of. Any energies that don't belong with us. Any old beliefs that we're ready to shift out of and replace with something positive and even better for us, even more empowering, even more full of love. And any tension in your body, you hand it over now to your divine team. And there's a sense of you handing it over actively. And there's also a sense of kind of a gentle, peaceful, divine surrender, where you're just allowing the cleansing and healing to happen. And we're breathing into our yin natures right now. We're saying hello to the goddess within, in our second chakras, in our lower bellies, in our wombs, in our sexual center and sexual organs, our pleasure centers. We're saying hello, we're sending love, we're sending thank you. And God, Goddess, Creator, holiest of holies, I ask that you bless all of us and each of us individually and collectively, and all of our loved ones, everyone whose lives we get to touch and be touched by. We ask for your divine protection, love, and grace. We know that all is well, and that ultimately, even things that don't seem to be well, we know that there's a higher purpose and there's a reason. And we know that love is the greatest force and power of all. We know that good and God and love and truth and kindness prevail. And we begin by choosing to focus on peace within ourselves. And we also send love and light and extend prayers to everyone in our country, in our communities, and everyone in our world who is fighting the good fight, whatever that might be. Everyone who's standing out, speaking out for truth, for love, for harmony, for compassion, for justice, for peace. We ask that everyone be blessed. Protected, and empowered with love. We send blessings too, that our political systems and structures all be taken to another level of harmony and peace and enlightened, co-creative, positive action for the greatest good. And we know that, as Gandhi said, we are the change. We are the ones we've been looking for, and the time is now. And we also know that we just do what we can. And we have to take care of ourselves first. And we have to take care of our families and our homes and our finances. And so we find that appropriate balance, and we take conscious, loving action. And in one moment, that conscious, loving action might seem like we're just sitting and doing nothing. Because sometimes that's the best thing we can do, is just to sit and breathe, or take a bath, or a nap. And sometimes the best thing we can do is to play, and to really fully give ourselves permission to just laugh and move and get silly and maybe even get messy and just cut loose and let that inner wild woman or wild man out. Remember when you were a little child, how much you would play? And when you look at kids on the playground, they're almost always moving, aren't they? They're like these little power dynamos of activity. Well, that little person is still inside of you. And this beautiful inner being, like your inner toddler, I know we talk a lot about the inner baby and infant and rebirthing, and we do a lot of that with the Mother Wound program too. But people don't think that much about their inner toddler. And that's where we're going right now. Because your inner toddler is very expressive and is very emotional. And the second chakra is an emotional center. People think of the fourth chakra as the emotional center, but it's true that actually they're both emotional centers. The second chakra and the fourth chakra are very closely connected, which is why sexuality and love are so closely connected. And the second chakra, some people call it the seat of lower emotions, but I don't like that phrase lower because it seems judgmental. It's just more of your primal emotions. And you know, when you're watching a child at the playground, come back to that, you're watching the kids play at the playground, and they will move through 5 different emotions in 1 minute, right? 1 second they're happy, another second they're mad, another moment they're really peaceful and just blissed out content, another second they're scared or they're sad, and now they're happy again. And they kind of keep coming back to happy, don't they? It's like, oh, I have another emotion and now I'm happy. Oh, there's another emotion. Oh, back to happy. There's another feeling. Oh, back to happy, right? They kind of keep coming back to that natural happiness. And that's your natural happiness. That's your natural aliveness. The second chakra is bringing up that energy from the first. So you now feel that juiciness for being alive. This is your seat of inspiration and creativity. And what did you like to do when you were little? How did you like to express yourself? Was it riding your bike? Was it dancing? Was it making art, finger painting, sculpting with Play-Doh? Was it singing? Was it cooking or baking? How did you like to express yourself? You get to tap back into that love that you had for that. Maybe it was writing, maybe it was music. We are all naturally creative beings. We are here to express and to create from our own selves and in a co-creative way with Source and in a co-creative way with others. And our guides and our angels are helping us now and throughout this whole second chakra journey to feel our feelings more freely, more easily, and to naturally come back to that peaceful, happy state of being and that feeling of wonder and excitement just to be alive. And remember when you were a young child, you had a lot of firsts, right? First time you stuck your tongue out and caught a snowflake. First time you saw a rainbow. First time you fed the ducks. First time you went on a slide or a swing. First time you went swimming, or the first time you did a dive or went in a boat. In fact, your life was full of a lot of firsts. The younger we are, the more firsts we have, and then the older we are, the more lasts we have. And a lot of times we don't know the last time we're getting to do something, or we're getting a chance to be with someone or be in a certain place. We don't always know. A bell doesn't ring, right? We don't know, oh, this is the last time we're going to get to do this. And there's a beautiful Buddhist practice, which is to strive to experience things in life more and more of the time, as if they were either the first time that you get to do that or the last time that you get to do that. So even think of something so simple as the kind of fruit that you love. What are one of your favorite fruits? Picture that fruit right now. Is it a strawberry? Is it a mango? Is it an orange? Is it an apple? Is it a pineapple? Picture that fruit. And think back, we're going to use the infinity symbol as a ribbon of time right now. Feel back to the first time you had that fruit. And you might not consciously remember it, but your subconscious and your body remembers all. The first time you had that fruit, your face probably lit up, right? And you smiled, and maybe your parent or sibling or friend, whoever you were with, enjoyed that smile on your face because you really lit up. Wow, oh my gosh, that's delicious. And now forward your love to the last time that you'll get to have that piece of fruit. You don't know when that's going to be. Is that going to be 10 years from now? Is that 52 years from now or more? You don't know. But there's a moment that's the last moment that you have that piece of fruit. Send love to that person that you are. Send love to that moment. Send God's grace. Because every moment is so precious. Life is full of gifts. And send love to yourself now across this ribbon of time. And you've had so many emotions throughout your life. You've had tears of sadness and grief and loss, and you've had tears of joy and tears of laughter and moments where you literally laughed so hard you felt like your sides were going to burst, or like you couldn't even breathe. You're just laughing so hard and so long. And what about all those laughs, which once you got going on that like laughter binge, you couldn't stop laughing? And you did this a lot when you were younger, didn't you? With your best friend or your best friends growing up. You would sometimes have these just like fits of hysteria where you would just laugh and laugh and laugh. And then you might not even remember what started it. Remember that? You don't even remember, like, why are we laughing so hard? Why am I laughing so hard? But your body delighted and delights in laughter, in these beautiful, literally your whole body, your whole chemistry, your endocrine system, your energy system is bathed, is awash in positive vibrations and frequencies, and the perfect formula for just happiness and delight and wonder and aliveness and glee. And you deserve this. You deserve more of this. And so you're making a commitment right now to let yourself laugh more, to let yourself smile more, to let yourself play more, to let yourself skip and spin around and sing. And who cares who's seeing you or hearing you, right? Dance like nobody's watching. Sing like nobody's listening. And live like this is heaven on earth. Live like this is it. This is your moment. This is it. And you love yourself so much, and you love life so much, and you love God, your creator, so much that you're willing to be happier. You're willing to go through all your emotions. Just like a little child, if you say hello to your emotions and you just let yourself feel them, just like, oh, you know, that's temporary. I'm just feeling this in this moment. It's not who I am. It's just a feeling that I have, and this too shall pass. And then you allow yourself to come back to your natural setting, which is a peaceful contentment. And raising the bar, if you could picture kind of like a curve on a graph that has above the line, the midline, and it has below the midline. And above the midline are your positive emotions, and below the line are the emotions we would call negative or difficult or challenging or painful emotions. They're not actually bad. They're just part of the human experience, but they're the ones that are less fun, right? So what you're doing is you're raising your bar right now, and your guides are helping you. You have an angel on each side of your bar. Think about this as a bar. It might even be an orange or a gold bar, and it's being raised up. Is it raised up 1 notch? Is it raised up 15 notches of more joy? Is it raised up? How many more notches of joy are you allowing yourself to be raised up right now? And that doesn't mean that you're never going to have dips or bumps in the road or times when your emotions feel lower. You're going to have that because you're human. And that's okay. But your whole bar just got raised up so that even your low points are higher than they were before, right? Makes sense. You can picture this. You're programming this in. You can tap your fingers together. Any fingers, any way you like. Tap them, tap, 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 tap. Installed, installed, installed. You can say that now. Installed, installed, installed. And you have now permanently raised up your joy quotient. And this feels absolutely amazing. So whenever you're ready, give yourself a big, juicy hug. And this hug is recommitting for yourself your focus on greater joy, greater pleasure, greater laughter, greater creativity, greater expression of who you really are, greater bliss, greater freedom. And so it is. Amen, amen, amen. Okay, now we're already feeling amazing. I got a little teary with that. I don't know about you guys. Let me know how you're feeling. Now we get to do a bouquet. What kind of bouquet? Well, I do have some flowers here. Aren't they pretty? But that wasn't the bouquet that I was thinking of. The bouquet that I was thinking of is a bouquet of hugs and kisses. A bouquet of hugs and kisses. How do you do a bouquet of hugs and kisses? Like this. Kissing into your hands. And then sprinkle those kisses all over you. Whee! Sprinkle those kisses all over you. You can kiss your arms and your hands. And give yourself little kissy pats. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love me, I love me, I love me, I love me. Good body, beautiful body. Happy me, happy me. Yay! Hooray, 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 hooray! And I'm gonna unmute you guys. I'm gonna unmute everybody. Okay, everybody's unmuted. So how are you feeling? Oh my gosh, how was that?
I got a little teary also.
Oh.
But it was beautiful.
It's quite a journey, and I'm glad I remembered to record it as a separate audio too. So we'll put that into our wisdom school meditations in I'll probably put it in silver so everyone can access it. So it'll be for silver and gold. I like to make sure you guys get extra goodies in gold, but I also sometimes know we need to include the silver folks, you know. They don't get the live experience as much as you guys do, but they do need the help and the healing too. So yeah, I just feel a lot more kind of open and hopeful and positive and peaceful. How about you guys? What are your words right now? If you could put like a word or 2 or 3 or 4, what would be your word right now? You can type it or you can say it.
Calmer and balanced.
Calm and balanced. Beautiful. That's so good. Wonderful. Thank you, Brenda. How about you, Annie? How do you feel right now?
Oh, I feel excited and calm at the same time. This moving into the second chakra is so perfect because I'm starting my course, my interviews, and it's time for me to get this together.
Oh, good.
So I'm really excited, and I felt like we were going to be moving on today.
Oh, that's so good. Yes, that's right. Because, you know, last time my head was like, well, we already had a whole month of first chakra. Like, don't we need to move on? And Archangel Michael was like, you know, it's fine if you do, but it's also fine if you don't. Like, a lot of them are still working on their grounding, you know, and he also, of course, knew all what else was going to come up in this next month. So it's good that we had that extra month of grounding, but now we need that expression. Now we need to, you know, kind of expand and move, right, and create. And good luck. And I know you're going to do great with your course. That's so exciting. Please
I
keep
want to interview you.
Thank you.
On forgiveness or gratitude. So I just had my first one yesterday with my speaking coach. Boy, was that a learning experience. I got my Zoom account and I interviewed him, and
Good.
so I'm on my way.
We'll connect about that, and I'd be delighted to
Thank you.
be Zoom interviewee. That's great. Wonderful. And how about you, Jan? How do you feel, sweetie? You look really radiant today.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you look.
Oh yeah, I'm unmuted.
Doesn't you look
I
really
know, my
glowy?
hair looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Your hair looks good, and you just look really peaceful and glowy.
Well, yeah, you know, I've been doing wisdom school stuff, and you know, I'm soon to get my certificate for Heart Consciousness 2 and the I Am Angelic Intuitive Healer.
I know,
I've got the
it's so
initials by my
great.
name.
Wonderful.
So I should be glowing.
That's wonderful. Everybody, let's sprinkle some congratulations on Jan. Yay! That's great. And how do you feel right now, sweetie? Give us a few words.
Me?
Yeah, after the healing meditation, prayer, energy, magic we just did.
Well, part of me, I was checked out a little bit. I was thinking about, I have a longtime friend who is a healer, and he's got lots of abilities. Every now and then I get this feeling coming over me, just like somebody has given me flowers. I can almost smell them.
Is that how you feel?
I don't know how he does it. Maybe this is how he does it with, you know, what you're doing with the...
Yeah, so the question is, how do you feel right now? Do you feel like you just received flowers from the universe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
wonderful.
no, I'm pretty up. I don't know why.
That's sweet. That's beautiful. You don't have to overthink it. That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Jan. How about you, Joy? How's our
I'm glad
Joy?
to be with everybody.
I know, so glad.
Some people are
That's good
missing
right
though.
I'm relaxed, very relaxed.
Good.
Yes.
Beautiful. So good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. You look like you could use some healing though.
Oh, I'm in a tremendous
Or
amount of
pain. Yeah, you got some pain going on. We'll send you some healing today. No, it's absolutely.
you.
Monica, how do you feel? How was that for you, sweetie?
Oh, I loved it. I feel sexy or sexier.
Love it. Yay.
Awesome.
I love it.
I understand.
We're gonna we'll put some music. It's nice. I want us to share music with each other more, you know, on our Facebook groups. We can share on the Wisdom School group. We can also sometimes put it out wider to the tribe, you know, Tribe of Light. But I have this song playing in my head. Maybe I'll play it on our break. Okay, I'm gonna play it on our break, and we're gonna have a little dance party. I have to stop the recording when I'm doing that. So you guys who are catching the replay, you're not going to get to dance during the dance party, but you can watch this song and any other songs that we want to share that feel second chakra-ish on our Facebook group, right? Okay, so that sounds good. I feel like we're in a good place for a little stretch and dance break. And when we come back, we're going to have HeartSeat after HeartSeat, however many people need a HeartSeat. Brenda, MsBee, you're going to be first if you're ready. All right, good, yay, perfect. And Monica, you're gonna have a HeartSeat, and then Joy, I want to give you some some healing, because I can see that you need that. Yeah, and then Jan and
I can't
Amy, let us know
lift
if you
my
need
arm.
a heart seat, or if you don't need a heart seat, it's okay too. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording again, just in case you want to hear that later. All right. Yeah. Hi, sweetheart.
Hi.
I know you're going through some stuff. What would you like some support with today?
With my husband again. That's
Mhm.
the biggest issue for me right now. I've been trying to make that, vertical connection with my higher self. And it didn't really happen. And what I got was like my ego and my intuition. And so it's like my brain is all over the place. And I'm feeling like the hangman because I don't know what to do, and like these energies coming in are making me very impulsive. And when that happens, I know I can react. So I'm like trying to just be still and, listen and not be so impulsive. And I'm just having a real hard time with him because, and I can't focus on anything else, you know. I just want to know if this is the person for me. Is this the relationship for me? Like, can I fix it, or can I save it, or do I need to release it? I mean, I know our first Guidathon with you, you said he had his hooks in me, and you did remove some hooks, but not all of them. And I just want to know if he's not for me, I would like to remove those hooks and cut these cords I have with him and this energy, and so that I can move on. I'm ready to move on. If he's not for me, and if he is for me, I would like to work it out.
Right, perfect. And can I ask his first name again? Just his first name is fine.
Dennis.
Perfect. Okay. Right. Okay. And do I have permission to read your energy field?
Yes.
And I'll read the space between the two of you as well. And then I'll check in with his high self and your high self. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do today, as I know we have some other time to be together soon. Today we're going to do reading, and we're going to teach you some techniques for self-empowerment and self-healing and accessing, your higher vibration. And then we'll have some more healing when we have the opportunity to do that. Okay, so okay, so you have a team of angels here to help you with this whole situation, with the whole thing, and really with aligning with your best destiny in love and marriage. So in the bigger picture, as well as just getting through this shorter term, transition and situation. So on your team, you have Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Chamuel, Chamuel, and he helps with love. You have Archangel Gabriel, who also helps with male and female energies and communication and harmony and balance. And you have, for the children's sake, you have Archangel Ariel. So those are your 5 on your team, and they're running the reading, and they're going to continue to support you. So they said to tell you, and you already know this, that you already know he's not the one for you. Part of you already knows that. Part of you kind of hopes he would be, right? The part of you that married him in the first place, and saw his best qualities. And the part of you that's like, well, it would certainly be easier to stay with my children's father. It'd be better for them, easier for them. And then I wouldn't have to start over all over again. And am I going to find another person? And how is he going to be with the children? All these kind of things, right? And they all make sense. And the highest and deepest truth is that you're not that happy with him. Like when you're with him, you're less happy than when you're not with him. Right? And that's like a litmus test right there. if you could take for in terms of what you want to need, put the children's needs and what your thoughts are about the children over here on the side for the moment. Okay? Because the real truth is a happy mom is more important than that a couple stays together. And ultimately, he'll be happier too. But it'll take a little while. You know, there's an adjustment period, right? So in your highest self, and in the part of you that loves yourself and that really feels like you deserve to be happy, that part of you already knows, like, wow, I could actually do better than this. I could do better than this. There's a man out there for me who will be more on my level. You know what I'm saying? Like more on your level, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, and there's also some financial pieces to that too. So the first, you have 3 phases. The first phase is gracefully as possible, with as much harmony as possible, although you're not responsible for anybody's feelings but your own. All you're responsible for is your own. Anyone else going to have their emotions, they're going to have their emotions, whatever, right? But with as much grace, with as much harmony, with as much love and friendliness as possible, because you can still have love for him. You know, he's your children's father. You're still going to be connected, you know, you're still going to be in each other's lives. But if it's for your highest good, that your next phase of your life is without him that actively in the picture, like still active as a father, you know, and stuff like that. And maybe even as a friend, if that works out for you guys, which would be great. That would be ideal. But you need your space. You need your space, and you need your freedom, and you need to be able to be all of who you came here to be. And there's some part of you that feels squelched when you're around him, that feels kind of like, you know, contained or limited, you know?
Yeah.
And when he's not around, you feel more kind of free, like more comfortable and more able to be yourself without having to worry, what's he going to do or say or think, or, you know, what does he want or whatever. So in some cases, you know, if after you have this reading, you sit with it for a while, right? You don't have to make an immediate change right away, whatever. That's up to you. Sit with it for a little bit, see how it lands. If 51% of you or more is aligned with it, you know, straight up, 51 to 100%, then you need to come up with your exit strategy and get support for your transition and your exit strategy, and have the resources lined up so that you stay on that path. Because you tried that before. You tried to exit the marriage. You were already planning to file divorce and all that, right?
Yeah.
So you went part of the way through the process, and then he kind of came back in and said, like, no, that's not happening. You know, it's like, well, wait a minute, don't I have some say in the matter here, right? So it's, you know, and he's not a total asshole, which makes it harder, right? Because when people are like a total jerk, you know, then it's like in a sense, it's easier. I mean, some women stay in those type of relationships because they feel really disempowered or scared. But if someone is like a decent person and you can still see some good in them, and he's good with the kids, you know, so that makes you think like, oh, well, maybe, you know, and you can understand that. But the truth is, the two of you guys have completed your contract by creating these children. That was the main reason that you came together, you know? Sometimes the person that we mate with doesn't end up being the long-term, till death do us part partner. I mean, we can see that if we look at the state of marriage, you know, in America, how many people stay with the person that they had the children with. Some do, and some don't. But even the ones who do, sometimes that's not a healthy marriage, you know? And if you stay in a marriage, Monica's nodding her head and she's an expert in this stuff. If you stay in a marriage that's less than you really desire and deserve, here's what happens for the children. That's what gets modeled for them. That's the message they get. So a mom who's like only operating at 50% of her true power, which is how you are when you're with him and he's in the house and he's kind of controlling the energy and things. A mom who's operating at that, that's what they think is possible. And that's what they think marriage is. That's like the best that can be achieved, because kids always assume that what they grew up with and what they've experienced, like that's all there is. That's their assumption. It gets programmed in really deeply, you know, versus, and I know part of you thinks, well, but being on my own, like a broken family, like even that phrase broken family, that's judgmental, right?
Yeah.
We've been conditioned to think, oh, the family is broken because the parents are living in two different places. But if the parents are not just like peaceful, but like love energy flowing, if there isn't actual love energy flowing between the parents, the kids get a program for settling for less. They actually get a program for settling for less too. And they're more likely to continue that pattern of being in a less than they really deserve relationship. So in the big picture, I know in the short picture, you feel like it's hard on the kids to not have him around. And I remember you were sharing that, like they were so happy when he came back, you know, into the house. Oh yay, you know, mommy and daddy are back together. But it's like, well, mommy didn't exactly sign up for that, you know? And so, you know what I mean? Now, let me say this too. Sometimes some marriages, I don't think this is the case for you guys, just speaking intuitively and from my heart and based on my own personal experience and professional experience. I don't think it's going to make a difference, but sometimes it's worth trying some couples counseling. The only way that could work though, is if both people are really willing to be in the counseling. What usually ends up happening is one person's willing to go to the counseling and to do the homework, you know, and to like look in the mirror and really do the stuff, like do the work, and the other person isn't. They either aren't willing to go, and they're like, there's nothing wrong with me, you know, they get really defensive, or like, you know, we don't need that, or whatever. Or they go, but they go kicking and screaming. They're going only so they can say, I went. Okay, see, I told you it wasn't going to work, right? I told you it wasn't going to work. I told you they weren't going to understand us. And they go into this, because they're going in with a bad attitude of, it's not going to work. And then they don't do the homework. And they don't respect the therapeutic process, and it doesn't work. Unfortunately, 80% of the time, by the time a couple comes to marital counseling, it's too little too late. 80% of the time, it does not actually help them save the marriage. It's a sad statistic. And I really respect the courage that all these marital therapists have, knowing that they're kind of fighting against they're pushing against the river, you know. By the time people come there, often it's too little too late, or one person is not fully participating and really giving it the best try, you know. If it were me, if I were in a marriage and more than 50% of me hoped that it would still work, I would try that therapy or counseling, workshops, you know, whatever, before I would throw in the towel, before I would give up. Because then I would at least say to myself, well, all right, at least I tried everything. At least I tried, you know, I gave it the best shot. But if in your heart of hearts, and this is where you have your soul searching to do, if in your heart of hearts, you're not at 51 to 100% wanting to be in the marriage, if you're less than 51%, then it's already a dead marriage. It's already, you know, like kind of not a real marriage as far as the heart connection. The in loveness, it's already gone. And it's kind of like beating a dead horse, you know, to try to do anything further with it. Does it make sense? I know it's really tough truth telling, and I don't believe in sugarcoating stuff. I just tell it like it is, you know. I tell it like it is, and I've been through a lot of this. I had a divorce prior to being with Mark, and I've had a lot of other relationships that ended too that weren't even a marriage, you know. So I understand it's hard, and especially with kids. But keep in mind the big picture. The big picture is the more healthy and happy you are. And ultimately, that's the third phase. The first phase is the transition out of the marriage. Like completely, fully out of the marriage. And that might take a little while, because like divorce usually takes 6 months to finalize a divorce, you know, but meanwhile, you can have a separation agreement. There's a thing called a legal separation agreement, which you can have, and you guys can agree to that. And Monica or I can send you some resources for that. You might also want to talk to Monica. She's got a lot of good stuff to share. So if you get the legal financial agreement in place first, then you have an agreement, you know, of who lives where and who's paying what, you know, and that sort of thing. And you can even have the child custody thing worked out in there. You can do a lot of the heavy lifting of the divorce arrangements in the separation agreement. So then the divorce part is just like a piece of cake. It's just kind of like, it's just like filing some paper, pay some money, boom, wait 6 months, boom, it's done. And then you need to have a party. I know that sounds crazy, but like, all right, some of you guys are nodding your heads out there. The ladies are nodding their heads, because when you get to that place where you actually have your divorce finalized, I know it's a journey and it's not an easy journey, but at the end of it, you have your freedom. And there's someone was sharing with me, there's a website called Divorced Girl Smiling. I think it's divorced with a D, Divorced Girl Smiling. And I stumbled upon that, and they have like a blog, and they have, you know, a lot of free resources and stuff. And it kind of helps women who are going through the process or on the other side of it, just to have different resources. And then Monica does this work too, just to let you know. And you may or may not, you know, want or need whatever these other resources, but please do consider them, because there are resources for you, you know. And I'm here for you. We're all here for you. And you can get through it. And there is life after divorce. And it's actually better. Right? Am I right? Right? Monica's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah. You know, when the marriage isn't right, you know it in your heart and soul. You know it. You feel it. You're like, damn, why is this so much work? You know? Why is this so much conflict? Why is there so much struggle? You know, the right relationship isn't so much struggle, and it isn't so much conflict. Yeah, people will have a disagreement, of course. Two people, they're always going to occasionally have a disagreement, but it can be like 95% harmonious. It really can. So phase 1 is the transitioning out and making that stick and sticking with it. Getting whatever supports you need while you're in that process. Phase 2 is being a single mom for a while, you know, and sharing custody or having full custody, however you guys work that out, right? Whatever that is. And it's focusing on you. It's like focusing on you, rediscovering yourself. Like, well, what do I want? You know, aside from what does a man want, not even thinking about like a future partner, just what does Brenda want? You know, what makes Brenda happy? You know, what makes you feel good? And even while you're going through this first phase of the transition, you start tapping into that more, like figuring out, what do I want my life to look like? You know, what would that be like if I had my freedom of my time and my place and my energy? What would that be like? You know, and you start to open this box, right? Of like, wow, I've been living for all these years, kind of according to someone else's agenda and according to this societal role and stuff. And now what if I just have the freedom to totally be me, you know? And who you are now, or who you'll be like 6 months from now or whatever, is not who you were when you got married. Right?
Right.
Have you grown in this time?
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel like you're a wiser, more empowered version of yourself now compared to the day that you got married?
Oh, absolutely.
And do you think maybe you might have outgrown him?
Possibly. But he had suggested that we go to marriage counseling.
Okay.
But
if you want to give that a try, again, if you're not clear and solid enough that like, this is over, this isn't going to do anything, I'm done, my heart is closed and I'm done. If enough of your heart is still open that you like really wish it could work with him, then go to marital counseling. Try the marital counseling and give it a period of time. You know, I usually recommend for people that they're in a relationship assessment period, I recommend that you give it a period of time, like 3 months or 6 months. And you say to yourself, you can even say to your partner too, okay, we're going to give this a try. Once we find the right therapist, sometimes it's not the first therapist. Sometimes you have to shop a little bit till you find the right therapist that you're both comfortable with, you know. But once you have the right therapist, okay, we're going to give this a month, or we're going to give this 3 months, or we're going to give this 6 months. Give it a number. Or if you don't feel comfortable establishing that with him, then at least give it a number for yourself. Tell your mom, your sister, your best friend, your journal, you know, your coach, whatever, right? Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give this a try for this amount of time. And I'm going to do my best to be healthy in my communications, to not be overreactive. I'm going to try to ask for 100% of what I want. I'm going to try to be appreciative. And I'm going to give it my best shot for X amount of time. Now, you might be thinking, why put a time limit on it? Here's why. If we don't put a time limit on it, we could end up being the same exact situation 6 years later. And all of a sudden, all this life went by and it was just a big blur, and we weren't in our power, and we weren't consciously choosing to stay or consciously choosing to leave. We just kind of unconsciously went along with the momentum, you know? And oftentimes that could be our partner's momentum pulling us along, you know? So if you're not totally sure enough, then you can try the therapy and you can try the counseling, and it's going to help you be more clear. It'll help both of you be more clear that either, yes, it's going to work, and here's the tools, and this is what we need to do. Maybe we need to go to counseling for a while, you know? Or no, it's not going to work. And here's how we can consciously uncouple. There's a good book out. It's called Conscious Uncoupling. And I do recommend that book, Conscious Uncoupling, if you choose to go that route.
Well, I don't want to go back on the hamster wheel. I think the important thing that you said was that I completed my contract with him. So I think that says it all. I mean, a part of me would like to make it work, but I completed my contract, and I think that's what I needed to hear to give me the push so I can move forward, because this is holding me back from a lot of stuff that I want to do career-wise, because, you know, I can't focus. My emotions all over the place, and, you know, and
Definitely.
I need to be doing stuff, because I do know that I'm a healer and I have gifts, and I'm ready to also step into that role. But I feel like right now I can't do it, because like this is like a dark cloud over my head, and I'm just ready to step up and do what I came here to do.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know, honey, when you're in the right relationship, or a right relationship, it doesn't impede you from fulfilling your purpose. In fact, it's either a neutral effect and you're just as free as if you were on your own, or it actually enhances your life purpose and your spiritual growth. Because the Archangel Michael says the right relationship is not a distraction or a detraction. It's an enhancement and an advancement. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Oh, there's a quote, right, guys? I need to meme that. The right relationship is not a distraction or detraction.
Yeah.
It's an enhancement and advancement. Cool. And then meanwhile, once you're free from this relationship, you'll have a period of time of being on your own and just focusing on yourself and not needing man, and focusing on your purpose, your creativity, your spiritual growth, your personal growth, and your kids, you know, and you'll focus on that, and you'll be in a groove with that, and you'll be like, woo, okay, I got this, right? And then at some point when you're ready, you can look at manifesting your divine right mate, the partner who's right for you for the next phase of your life or for the rest of your life. Or you don't have to necessarily actively manifest him, although I do have techniques and things that can help you with that. But he might just show up. right? Sometimes you have to actively manifest to kind of help things along. And other times you're just like, oh, look it, my life changed in a day. One day he wasn't in my life and now he's totally in my life. And look, God just provided him, you know? So that can happen too, right? So 3 phases: transition, being on your own, loving yourself, loving life, living your purpose, loving your kids, healing, getting your empowerment, your energy back, just getting into your own happiness, being your own soulmate, right? And then phase 3, your next divine right partner shows up who you can have the long-term harmonious joy and love with. And by the way, I fly out to do weddings. Woo! Mom already hired me, right? Fly out to do weddings. I love to officiate weddings. I am an interfaith minister, an ordained interfaith minister, and I have done weddings, and it's one of my greatest joys in life when my students and clients hire me for their weddings. So just a thought. I'm dancing at the wedding, woo! And so are you. So you got a journey to go on, you know, get there. Yeah. So you can meditate and pray on that. If you feel comfortable with, you know what, our contract is complete, there's no point in going to counseling, but thank you for being willing to do that. I appreciate that, but I feel like I just need to move on. I just need to be on my own, and that's what I need to do. You've got 2 choices there with that, if you go that route. One is you file for the divorce, and meanwhile he moves out and you're separated, but you just go for the divorce, which takes however many months, and you know, whatever, each state is different, but most states it's 6 months. But meanwhile, you could be living separately, kind of getting your life back. The other option, and I'm just throwing this out there as an option, is that instead of going straight for the divorce, you just separate and you get a legal separation agreement. A legal separation agreement means technically you're still married. So if you decided you wanted to get back together, you wouldn't have to like get married again. You'd just like be like, okay, whatever, we just move back in together, and we have that option, right? The only other advantage to not divorcing right away is sometimes there's a tax benefit. Sometimes if you're filing jointly, you save some money. You can check with your CPA or whatever, depending on your tax bracket. It might save money for that, or for health insurance or things like that. Sometimes people wait a little bit on the divorce till they want to make sure the separation is the way they are going to go. Like, we are separating, our lives are separate, and we're happier this way. Or one person is happier that way and they are not willing to sacrifice their happiness. You know, and like, no, I'm not going backward, right? So you could do either just the separation and then see if you want to do the divorce, or you could just go straight for the divorce.
Yeah, he's not in the home right now, so I guess you could say we're separated.
Yeah. Right. And then there's a thing called a legal separation agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to get. You can do it possibly yourself. Look it up online, legal financial separation agreement, and then put your state, because each state has different forms. You might be able to do it yourself, and then you would have to get it notarized. That would be the cheaper way to go. Or you can hire a lawyer or find a low priced or a free lawyer in your community, perhaps.
You saying get it notarized?
Yeah, usually they require that be notarized in order for it to be legally valid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you know, usually your bank will have a notary. Most banks have a notary, or sometimes post office will have that. Or you can just find a notary. That's not expensive or hard to find a notary. You have to look at the document though, and you would have to sort of figure it out together. The other thing you could do is a mediator. Like if you didn't want to pay a lawyer, but you guys were having a little trouble figuring out what to agree upon, you could do a mediator instead of a lawyer, and they're a lot cheaper. And they can just help you guys potentially if you need that, but you might or might not need that. A lot of people prefer to do a mediator rather than a lawyer. It keeps things more amiable, you know, more amicable. And
it's okay. So a legal separation, during that time, you're just figuring out if you are going to get a divorce.
Right, exactly. But you have some things in writing that says, like, where the children live, who's paying what into which household, you know. For example, if one person's cost of living in their lodging is higher, or the other person's income is higher, there might still be some money crossing into the households. You know what I mean? There might be still some kind of, like, it's called like a spousal support, but it wouldn't be a spousal support because you're still married. But it would just be like, oh, you know, if your husband makes, you know, $2,000 more a month than you do, then he might still be paying for your mortgage or your rent, or he might contribute a certain amount toward it, or vice versa if you had more income. So it works out those details about finances, about child, you know, the children, where they are, and things like that. Yeah, so that you can look that up. I know that's a whole new world of stuff to look up, but you have the idea of looking up the financial legal separation agreement and put your state. And then if you need a mediator to help you guys do that, that would be an option. Some people like to do that first, because that way, if you change your mind, you still have that option that it's easy to just, you know, be together again, you know. And that might be a little easier for him to accept too. If you said, you know, I feel pretty sure that we're complete and we're gonna have our lives separate, but I'm willing to try a separation period where we are legally separated, not only physically lodging wise, but we're actually legally separated, and we work out the finances and we work out the child care. And then at a certain point, we can decide then to go forth with the divorce or to get back together, but we have the option. So it's an option. Wonderful. All right. So meanwhile, 1 or 2 tips for you, and then I'm going to go to our Monica, who's being patient. And you genuinely might want to reach out to Monica. Monica, will you give a consultation to Brenda? Monica will give you a free consultation.
Okay, awesome.
If you would like to meet with her, because she specializes in helping people who are considering divorce or going through a heartbreak or on the other side of it. This is like her specialty.
Okay,
So
awesome.
she will give you a free consultation. Yay, thank you, Monica.
Thank you, Monica.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Thank you. So as far as, meanwhile, getting through this period, because it is really one of the hardest things to end a marriage. I mean, it is very hard. It's very high up on the stress scale. And then we have all this other crap going on. we got all the other stuff going on. Like, it's like on top of, it's not just a normal time, you know? So you've got to take excellent, excellent, excellent care for yourself. Now, here's what I want you to do while I'm doing the heart seat for Monica. I want you to think of 3 things that you're going to commit to doing, not just once, but like on a regular basis, to keep your energy pure, your thoughts positive, and your emotions on like as positive and as even a keel as you can. 3 things. If you need help coming up with them, I'm going to come back and help you, but I don't think you're going to need help, because I think you have a bunch of tools, and what you need is to focus. So pick 3. They don't have to be wisdom school related, although some of them might be things that you've learned here or that you access here. 3 things that you're going to do that you can do every day, or almost every day. If you skip a day, nothing blows up. Or then you can aim to do these 3 things. They're like about self-care, and they're about tending your energy and keeping your mental and emotional state positive as much as possible. And that doesn't mean you're not still going to have sadness and grief and anger and fear and all this other stuff. You're still going to have that stuff. That's normal. Right. But as much as possible to keep that bar high. Okay?
Okay, got it.
And would you like a hug from all of us?
Yes, please.
All right, let's all give Brenda, MsBee, a beautiful hug, because we love you and we support you.
Thank you.
You are so loved and you are so hugged, and you're very, very welcome. Mwah. All right. Do you feel complete for your heart seat?
Yes.
Good, 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 good. I hope that was very helpful. Lots of information.
Oh wait, I do have one last question.
Yeah.
When I had my first HeartSeat, you had removed some hooks,
Oh, right.
but not all of them. So I was wondering,
Mhm.
would I be able to do that?
Can we do that in our private session?
Okay, yeah, sure. I was
Let's do
thinking.
that.
Okay.
And just remind me, but I'll probably remember. We'll take
All
a
right.
really good look at your energy field, and we're going to do full-on healing.
Okay.
Yes. Good. Good question. Excellent. Great. All right. So Monica, thank you for holding space with Brenda, and thank you, Annie, and thank you, Joy, and thank you, Jan, for sending love. Ready, set, go. Joy's like, ready, set, go. You know, all of us have been on some kind of version of that path, and we know what it's like. We know how hard it is, and we also know how important it is, and we know how good you're going to feel on the other side. So we're all here for you. Don't hesitate to reach out to us, and I know you're going to get a lot of benefit from your session with Monica too. All right, Monica, my gorgeous sister. I love your glasses.
Thank you for that. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. And yeah, I'm happy for you, Brenda, that knowing that there's going to be a lot of changes for you coming that are good. So I look forward to talking to you in person if we do get a chance to get in touch.
Blessed. And how can we support you? We're already having so many wonderful shifts today. I feel like that healing meditation and prayer we had at the beginning, a lot of us are going to want to re-listen to that too. So, and we're in second chakra mode. Woohoo!
Yes, for sure. And plus we have the eclipse energy right now.
That's right.
And the full moon.
Lots
So
going
it's a bunch of like combination of energies going on.
So much going on. There's just so much. You know what, guys? Make sure you have a really deep, deep, deep self-care weekend, right? We always have our S3, but think more heavily on self, like self and spirit, like social, like they can be like a little less than the normal amount, you know, it's like, y'all just give me some space, you know? Take your space this weekend, whatever you need to do. And what can we do for you today, sweetheart?
So I want to focus more on the intuition to strengthen it or make it stronger so that, like for instance, like I know journaling is good. That's something I've been doing and it's been helping me improve a lot more. But is there any other technique that I could just be much stronger at? For instance, is there any type of food or vegetables that would enhance it as well?
Okay, great, great questions. Can we hand the mic to Archangel Michael?
Yes.
Yay! All right, because he's going to jump in, and then we'll see where we glow from there. I'm going to record this one separately too. And this is Sage, the prosperous goddess, and with joy handing the mic to Archangel Michael. Mike at the mic. Archangel Michael is going to speak to us about enhancing intuition. Thank you. Hey everybody, it's Archangel Michael. I'm delighted to be here with all of you, and I'm excited that you asked this question because this is a great question. How can I improve my intuition? In fact, I want to really super duper validate you because it's one of the most important questions that you can ask. It's one of the most important skills that you can develop, and it's one of the most important life lessons for you to learn. Why? Why is it so important? So important, you know the answer to this. Your intuition is already telling you because it's connected to everything. It's like the mega meta skill. Imagine living your life such that your intuition is so clear that 90% of the time or more, when you have a sign, a signal, a tingle, an idea, a message, you're able to identify it and say, aha, that's my intuition talking. That's God talking. That's my highest self. That's the voice of love. Those are my angels, right? That's what I need to listen to. That's my source. 90% or more, how would your life change? Think about it. Health, love, home, work, money, purpose, relationships, all relationships, and your spiritual connection. Your spiritual connection about your spiritual connection. You see how meta we're getting here, right? So it's the skill. That and self-love are probably the two most important things most people need to get better at. So I'm going to share some tips and tools with you right now. And I'm going to continue to share more with you really over the next 7 months and even beyond, but we're going to really focus on this for 7 more months and 7 more Guidathons. How does that sound? Okay, good.
Perfect.
So this is going to be an intuition building immersion built into Wisdom School of Light. So first thing, you asked about food. Are there certain foods that you can eat or shouldn't eat for your intuition? There's some general truths to this, and then there's also the personalized, customized truth. So there's objective answer and there's a subjective answer, okay? The objective answer is that substances like caffeine, alcohol, and large amounts of animal products dampen intuitive development and skills on a regular basis. Now, on the subjective, just talking about the same categories, subjectively, some people need to have 0 of those things to really have a pure vibration, or they need to have 0 of all of those things, alcohol, caffeine, and animal products, for a period of time, and then at another period of time, they can add some of them back in. And so it can change because your body chemistry changes. Okay, Sage gives the example that she did not eat any animals for 18 years. And when she got pregnant, she had to start eating poultry and fish again. She still didn't eat beef for a very long time after that. But she had to add in some more animal protein because she was now nurturing 2 human beings, not 1. So her need for protein went up. And that's okay. And it was important to do that. And it really didn't have an effect negatively on her intuition because she didn't overdo it. So there's a subjective of, what's an okay amount for me? So this is a question you should all ask yourself. Right now, at this phase in my life, how much alcohol can I consume safely, both for my health and also for my spiritual health and my energetic health? So get that answer. You can check in on that right now. How much alcohol? Write that down. How much alcohol is okay for me? And you may all have different answers. Your answer might be 0. Your answer might be, I can have 1 glass of red wine a week. Your answer might be, I can have 2 drinks a week, or I can have 2 drinks a year. Or I can have this kind, but not that kind. Okay, so even within the alcohol category, there could be different answers. By the way, they don't call it spirits for nothing. Have you noticed that a lot of people who are alcoholics have a higher tendency to be violent? They also have a higher tendency to harm themselves and to be suicidal. And that is because too much alcohol over too long of a period of time actually creates holes in their aura, and it allows entities, negative entities, to possess them. That is why it is called spirits. Interesting fact, right? But that being said, that's a pretty significant amount of alcohol. That's most people would consider fairly extreme. And it's very unfortunate when that happens. And it's easily preventable. It's also easily treatable. Although unfortunately, your mental health system doesn't know how to treat it except with medication. They don't know how to exorcise. They don't know how to clear people's auras. But people like Sage and some of you know how to do that, and that's good. So the first category was alcohol. The second category is caffeine. Now, you might think, what does caffeine have to do with this? Alcohol you can understand because it's more of an state altering drug in a sense. But caffeine, all it does is wake you up, right? Oh, I need my coffee in the morning, Archangel Michael. You don't understand. Don't take away my coffee in the morning, Archangel Michael. I hear you. I do. I hear you. I hear you. But the thing is, it is still creating an altered state, and it is still changing your chemistry. And for many people, it creates an artificial dependence. And what we want to encourage you to do, we're talking about health now as well as your intuition. We want to encourage you to find other ways to give yourself a lift, so that you're not needing 1 or 2 or 3 cups of coffee every day just to kind of pry your eyelids open. Okay, that's not healthy, and it's not sustainable, and it makes you more nervous and jittery. Okay, and that is not a peaceful enough vibration for your intuition to be heard. It makes you kind of antsy, like you want to move, but it doesn't help you listen and be still. And there's some degree to which stillness and silence are important for hearing your intuition. So how much caffeine is okay for you right now? What's the maximum amount that you can have on a regular basis, say weekly, and still be okay? Write that number down. How many times per week? And are you okay with green tea or white tea, but you're not okay with coffee? Are you okay with decaf, but not full calf? Right? These are the questions to look at. Sodas. Sage and I are not fans of soda. There's no redeeming quality for soda at all. The only redeeming quality for soda is the water. You might as well just drink the water, or put some lemon in it, or some blueberries in it, or strawberries, or something, lime or whatever, if you need some flavor. Okay. And there are other caffeinated drinks, but most of them have tea as a base. Okay, how much caffeine per week? Number 3, animal products. How many times a week? Now you can take some time to really drill into this. There's red meat. There's poultry. There's fish. And there's other, like dairy, eggs, etc. Okay, now those are the negatives. Those are the bad guys, right? Those are the things that could have an impeding effect, but most people can get away with a certain amount of them, at least sometimes, as far as your intuition goes, and also as far as your health goes. Now let's look at positives. Positive things to eat for your intuition are vegetables, 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 and more vegetables. Mushrooms. Mushrooms are actually a very advanced life form. They are from a star system that doesn't even have a name in the English language. It's that far away. And they are working in conjunction with the star beings to help clean up planet Earth. Mushrooms are very sacred. They truly are. Not everyone can eat mushrooms. Some people have a sensitivity to them, but most of you can, and I would encourage you to eat more of the healthy kinds of mushrooms. Another thing that's very good is anything seaweed, the seaweeds, the algae, because they have a tremendous amount of green life force energy. And they also alkalinize your system. The mushrooms are very good. Seaweed and algae are very good. Berries. Berries are excellent because they have a lot of life force, because it's in a very small package, a tremendous amount of seed energy. So berries are also excellent. And that's really all you need to hear about foods. Now I'm going to talk about how else can you enhance your intuition other than foods. We're going to save some of this too for the next 7 Guidathons. But the next thing I want to say is one of the best things you can do is meditate outdoors. Meditate in nature. Why? There's a synergistic effect. Meditation helps you open your upper chakras, helps you open your channels to receive and to perceive source light energy. Receive and perceive. That's what meditation does. Nature, being outdoors, being in a naturey area, you know, whatever that is for you, that helps slow down your brain waves. It actually slows your brain waves and helps to put you in a theta state, which is optimal. Most of you are in beta most of the time, alpha a bit, and theta when you go in and out of sleep. Theta is your optimal state for creativity and for intuition and spirituality. And nature helps put you in a theta brainwave. So do you see how receiving and perceiving and having a theta brainwave for creativity and being connected to source, how all of this is doing a lot of magic for you for your intuitive development. So that's my message for you today. If you have any further questions about this, please ask me directly and or ask Sage. And we are here to help you.
Perfect. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome. And Archangel Michael wants to also say here, this is me, still Archangel Michael. I just want to say that Monica, you are doing a great job.
Oh, thank you.
So give yourself credit for that. You're most welcome, and love and blessings to all. And I will be speaking to you very soon.
Love you.
Thank you, Archangel Michael. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We love you. We appreciate you so much.
Yes, for sure.
Nice. Fun. So we have some food recommendations. What a cool question. And I like that he answered it both ways. Like, these are the things you want to be careful of. And you know, I also like that he wasn't like an extremist, you know? Or
Yeah.
I saw someone the other day use the term food Nazi. And I was like, oh, that's funny. Yeah, right. Like, oh no, oh my God, you know, it was in the same room. And you know, I can't, you know, and
Yeah.
good to honor our own bodies and our own rhythms and our own needs, both our ethics. Sometimes people don't eat animals. Like when I was a total vegetarian for 18 years, that was for ethical reasons. It wasn't for health reasons. I was only 16 years old when I started doing that. But I just think of animals as my friends, and I just didn't want to eat animals because they're my friends. Like, why would I want to contribute to someone dying, you know? So that was completely from an ethical and compassionate perspective. Then later in life, when I added some of the animal products back in, I moved more ethically toward the Native American concept of, if it's done with gratitude and it's done, you know, in moderation, and I'm choosing things that are organic and grass-fed and humanely, you know, raised and treated and everything, I was able to make peace with that, right? So it's kind of like you weigh that on your own ethical decision, and then there's health decisions. But this was a different perspective of, like, just for the sake of intuitive development, what are optimal. And I thought it was really interesting about the mushrooms. What did you guys think of that?
Yeah. So the mushrooms, I've actually been eating that a lot of, I've been craving that a lot.
Yeah,
totally. And as well as like the berries, you know, that includes blueberries and strawberries and the fruits, you know.
Right. Definitely.
And so I really like that he said that. The one thing I do have to cut down on is caffeine because I have to have it like, you know, the habitual thing that you have like every morning, especially when you go to work. And for me, I'm not a morning person. So,
I'm not either.
but I've been feeling that, you know, I should change that. So I'll go with that
So
to help,
there's
you know.
two options with kind of weaning off of the caffeine so you don't have to go cold turkey. First of all, what did your answer come through as how much caffeine is okay for you to have right now? What they
So
say?
I'm feeling it should be none for now, a
Okay.
temporary like pause,
Okay.
which is the same thing that happened to me with alcohol. I haven't had any since December. And you know, this is like a really long time now that because I've been feeling I needed to pause on it completely. And it just kind of went gradually. Well, it didn't happen like, you know, all of a sudden just cut off like all of it. I
Sure.
started cutting down on it slowly, but then eventually I got into this of just not having any at all. And because of like all the energies happening, I was having my own personal transformational states as well. So I wanted to eliminate alcohol out of that to make sure it wasn't like drunk, you know,
Oh,
energy drunk, or there's been a lot of that energy drunkenness going on. So that's enough for me. And
Yeah.
so,
Right.
so I said, I'm just gonna cut that out.
Good. So for caffeine, I just want to mention 3 other options to consider. For you, you're going to 0, so that's cool. But for those of you who are okay with having some, but not a lot, I'm kind of in that category. Like I can't have a whole cup of coffee. If I have a whole cup of coffee, I'm like, boom, you know, I'm like the little 3-year-olds that just ate like 20 pieces of cake, you know, like running around, then it collapses. You know, it's just like, whoa, you know. So I actually have almost no coffee, like hardly ever, like once a year or something. I might have a half a cup, like because Mark's making it or the boys and smells good. I'm like, oh, a little tiny taste of that, you know, but I basically don't drink coffee. I'm a tea drinker. There's black tea, there's green tea, and there's white tea. And they have varying degrees of caffeine. I don't remember off the top of my head what the proportion is, but I think a cup of green tea is about half as much as a cup of coffee. I could be wrong. And then there's black tea, which might be more than green tea. And then there's white tea, which might be less than green tea. But again, I'm not 100% sure. I just had with my bath this morning, I had a white tea with rose petals in it.
Oh,
And
that
it was
sounds
very
good.
nice. It just needed a little lift. I didn't want a big lift, but just a little, you know. So that's sometimes an option, is to have more of those type of teas. The other thing that I want to share with you guys is a type of drink that I found lately that has 0 caffeine. So it would meet with your needs now, Monica. And
Yeah,
it's
I want to hear it.
so delicious. And it's called Ticino. Ticino.com. It might have 2. Actually, let me go grab some tea bags. I'm going to show you the tea
Okay.
bags. Yeah, you're going to love these. They give you a lift without having. I want to show you my favorites because I'm so loving these. These are so good. All 3 of these are like completely amazing. This is my favorite tea in the whole world. And I am a tea person. So for me to say that, that's really something. Ticino does have 2 C's. Dandelion, caramel, nut. And the ingredients are carob. It's all organic. Carob, chicory, dandelion root, dates, almonds, figs, and natural caramel nut flavor. And it's gluten-free. And it is so, so good, you guys. You gotta get this. You gotta get that.
Actually, dandelion is very detoxing,
It's
right?
alkalinizing. It's incredibly healthy, and it gives you a little bit of a natural boost. This is my second favorite, mocha mint.
Oh, that looks good. I love mint.
Mocha. You guys like mocha? You like chocolate and mint, and yeah, you will love it. Yeah, so good. And then my other one that I like is just roasted herbal tea chocolate.
Oh my goodness.
That's the third one.
That's cool.
And they have some other flavors too, like there's a hazelnut and there's one that has turmeric in it. I didn't care for that one as much. I know it's healthy. I know turmeric is like, you know, all the rage right now. But
Yeah.
I like my teas on the sweet side, not the savory side. If I want turmeric, I'll put turmeric in my Indian food. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's what I do too. I like turmeric too, but if I have it as tea, I'm gonna fall asleep. It just makes me sleepy for whatever reason.
Sleepy. So this is part of your second chakra, fun home love, to treat yourself to some of the most amazing teas. I hope that you love them as much as I do. So that's good. Yay! So wow, what a
Thank you
great
for that.
opportunity. Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Those are some ideas for having the lift. And then the other thing to do for the lift is actually do some moving meditation, like some qigong, tai chi, heart bridges, you know, and just like pump, move and pump, yoga, you know,
Yoga.
do all those things in the morning. It moves.
Or do you have to get back?
Oxygen, it moves the blood, it opens up your chakras, and it does wake you up.
Yeah, I do have to get back to my yoga routines.
So there you go. That could be on your home loves.
Yes.
Yay!
Perfect. Thank you so much for that.
You're so welcome.
I love
You're
this.
so welcome. Blessings, blessings. I'm gonna pop over to
Blessings.
Joy. Oh yeah, you're so welcome. I'm so glad we could do that, Monica. That was really cool having that channeling come through. And the answers to those questions are going to be very guiding for us for moving into the future. Miss Joy, we don't want you to be in pain, sweetheart. We want you to have pleasure. And we want you to feel comfortable in your skin and for every part of your body to just feel like a safe and happy haven.
Yes, this has been great information. Great today already. I went to the dermatologist yesterday and, you know, I had lip cancer back. Anyway, it's precancerous. They didn't do any biopsies. They just froze it, but they froze a ton on my chest, in my ears, on my hand. And I think it just kind of set off my autoimmune crap. So my body wasn't happy at all last night. And I can't, it's like my wing's broken. My right wing, I can't lift my arm. So, yeah.
Okay. Can we send you some Reiki?
Thank you.
Yes, please. I would like to ask everyone who feels called to do so to join with me.
Thank you.
We're going to put Joy in the center of our circle. She's in the center here. That's what HeartSeats means, but especially when you're receiving energy healing, you're even more in the circle, and we're all around you. And everyone go ahead and secure your own aura. One thing that we teach in our Reiki training is we touch our wrist and we say, my client's energy ends here. My client's energy ends here. So that you're not mixing, you know, giving your energy away to them and you're not receiving their energy into your aura. You're simply being a conduit for Reiki, for divine universal source light energy, life force energy, divine healing energy, whatever you like to call it, right? This beautiful healing energy, it's flowing through you and out to them, through your hands, through your breath, through your eyes. And we're also enhancing for you, Joy, your line of healing, your pipeline from source straight to you. So you guys can all help. We're all going to help do a collective healing for Joy here. And Joy, you're visualizing that you're receiving the healing in these two ways. You're receiving from source straight into your crown chakra, straight into every part of your body. From there, it hits your heart, lands in there. Whoosh, beautiful opening. Every part of you healed from the inside out and the outside in. And you're also visualizing, honey, the source light energy is coming through all of us and beaming out to you. So you're receiving it in these two magnificent and glorious ways. Thank you, and Archangel Raphael is assisting. And would it be okay if we bathed you in sacred sound now as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm guided that we're going to be doing that. So trust whatever sounds come through you. And Joy, you can make your volume louder or lower once we get going and we're hitting a big crescendo of sound of healing here. If you want it louder or lower, you can do that. And trust, beautiful sisters here, trust that you are a conduit for divine healing energy through your hands, through your voice, through your eyes, through your breath, through every part of you. And Joy, you are perfectly receiving all that you need. Reiki flow, Reiki flow, Reiki flow. Calming and smoothing, soft and soothing. Divine healing is happening now. Your perfect healing continues for as long as you need it to. Your perfect healing is complete. And so it is.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Like a noodle.
Well, you're a very beautiful noodle, if so. A beautiful noodle.
Oops, sorry.
That's okay. We understand completely. How do you feel now? Could you feel some warmth or some energy shifting? Oh, you can type. If the dog is barking, you can just type. Can't hear you right now.
Sorry, I can't lift my arm. It's been hard to type.
Oh, that's okay. You can just
anyway. Yeah, I do. I feel things moving and shifting.
Good.
I've had a lot. I broke my glasses, smashed my glasses, so they're wired together. The lens pops out, so I was dealing with migraines.
Oh.
And then this, I know it set off my autoimmune system. So it was just wanting to attack, and that's my weak spot, is my neck and my shoulder there. So anyway, it's much better than it was. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
The message I'm getting is that all these things are going to be okay. It's symptomatic of, you know, the chaos and intensity energy and everything that's going on, you know, and it's going to calm down. You know, your skin, like just talk to your skin and tell your skin that it's safe and beautiful and that you love it.
Okay.
And it's because it's kind of like, what's happening, you know, and just be like, you know, it's okay, you know, that thing that we had, like it was to help, and it's okay. It's okay. You know how to take care of this. You know how to take care of this, right? And you can also do a shamanic technique where you think about part of your body that's healthy to help teach the part that's not. Like, let's say part of your skin is fine right now, right? I mean, part of your body, your skin is perfectly fine. So you have that part, teach the other healing part. I don't think of it as the damaged part or the sick part. I think of it as the healing part. So we use positive language. So the healthy part teaches the healing part. Like, remember, this is the program. This is the formula. This is the blueprint. This is the frequency for healthy skin. It's reminding it, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. So you're creating kind of an inner dialogue and an inner like mentorship. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it
Yes.
does.
Excellent. So you're going to have your inner mentorship, and you're going to say, you're safe, you're healthy, it's fine, you're healing, it's all good, you're loved, everything is okay. Right? And the arm is going to heal in time too. It's good that you're resting it. And are you doing ice or heat?
I did both. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I know I'm getting a huge message that I'm extending myself too much.
Right.
My ex-husband and his sister lost their mother. She's been calling me, crying, upset, wanting me to come help clean up the house, you know, with the reverse mortgage. I have 3 people in my life that have been very, very demanding and needy. And so I'm getting the message, self-care, self-care, self-care. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And this is a wonderful opportunity, just like my mom had the opportunity to find peace and patience, even though she was in an uncomfortable moment. You have the opportunity to put your boundaries, right? To become a boundary badass, because you know you've had a tendency to overgive and overdo.
Yes.
And to be a yes person because you want to help people. So you're like, okay, wait a minute. The first person I'm going to say yes to now is who?
Me.
Joy.
Me.
Exactly, is me. The first person I'm going to say yes to is me.
Yes.
And if I can't keep my yes for me by saying yes to someone else, if it's actually going to be like harmful to me to say yes to someone else, then I say no. Right? I say no. Okay. Right. Now, here's what we're all going to do. We're going to complete your heart seat with this. It's perfect. And you're doing great. We are going to, all of us, we're going to say no. And then we're going to say yes. And then we're going to say no. And then we're going to say yes. And then we're going to say no. And then we're going to say yes. We're going to do three sets of a no and then a yes. And I want you to feel this in your body. In fact, I'm guided to stand up. If you want to stand up, you can. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can. And we're going to really feel, what does an empowered, energized, divine no feel like? And what does an empowered, energized divine yes feel like? And we're going to do it 3 times because there's power in 3, right? The power of 3. Okay. And take your time. It's okay if you're saying your no or your yes at a different time than me or anybody else. But we're going to do them kind of slowly so you can really feel it reverberate through your energy field. You're going to really feel your no's and you're really going to feel your yeses. And you can use your body. Like if you need to do like no or, you know, no or yes, you know, yes, whatever, right? So just like let your whole body experience the no completely 3 times and the yes with no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. Okay, ready? Everybody ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Ready? Okay. This is going to be really good. Okay, here we go. We're going to do our no. No!
No.
And let that completely fall away. And then think about and feel into your yes. And then when you're ready, give yourself the gift of the big, beautiful yes. Yes!
Yes.
Let that settle and fall away. And then your no. No!
No.
And do your yes whenever you're ready. Yes. Make sure you're saying them out loud because you really need to give voice. This is important to give it to a voice. We have one more set, right? One more no and one more yes. Okay, ready? Get ready. No!
No. That stuff's clearing so much.
Good. It's good. You're doing great. If you need to say no more than once, Joy, you can do that.
No, no, no.
Yes. Okay, now we're going to have just a free-for-all. It's like free-form dancing, right? Do as many no's as you need, as many yeses as you need, mix them up however you need to. Go for it. No's and yeses, however you need to. No, 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 no.
No.
Yes. 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 Yes.
A lot of emotional clearing.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm going to unmute everybody.
that's good.
I'm unmuting everybody. So, Joy,
Yes.
how do you feel right now? Yes. How do you feel right now?
Yes to you.
Yes to me.
Yes to Satan. Yes to Archangel Michael.
Yes.
Yes to me.
Yes, you. That's the big yes. The first yes, the last yes, the always yes is to you. Good. I'm feeling kind of like dancing and jumping a little. It's like I'm skipping jump rope. Remember jump rope? Jump rope.
Oh, I missed it. And hula hoop. The hula hoop.
Wait.
Belly dancing.
Yeah, I feel like I need to get a jump rope. Oh my God. Wow.
A really good idea.
I wasn't particularly good at it as a little girl. I'd see the other girls who were really good at it. They'd be like, God, how did they do that? But maybe I'll be better at it now. And maybe it doesn't matter how good I am at it. If I'm having fun, that's what matters, right?
That's good.
Actually, a hula hoop, somebody said hula hoop, right? A hula hoop is such a great second chakra
Yes.
thing to do.
Awesome.
Wow, I feel like we just had an amazing retreat. How about you guys?
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
I love it.
Woo!
Thank you.
So beautiful, and it was so special that it was just us and small and all girls and cozy. And I know that the rest of our beautiful divine human angelic crew, male and female, will enjoy the replay. And let's send some love from our hearts. First place we're going to send love from our hearts is to ourselves. So we're going to say, love me. I didn't hear you.
Me. I love me.
Love me.
I love me.
Love me.
Good.
I love
I love me.
And the next place we're going to send love from our hearts is actually our sisters and brothers who couldn't join us today, but are in replay land. And we're going to say, we love you. We love you. Ready? We love you.
We love you.
Love you.
We love you.
We love you.
So sweet. Thank you for doing that. And last one is going to be, I love you, or we love you, to God, to our angels, to source. We love you.
Love you.
We love you.
Love you.
I love you.
Thank you,
I love
God.
you.
Thank you, Ricky Master. We love you.
And I'm going to put us here on the, like this. And we can put our arms out like this and give each other a big hug, like this. Yay! And Jan,
Yay.
Yay.
yay!
Jan, we're hugging you.
We're hugging you, Jan. You're missing your hug. She'll catch it later. Replay, Jan. Look.
Yeah.
Jan, we love you.
Give yourself a hug. And you guys have an amazing, amazing weekend.
Thank you. My birthday weekend.
Yay.
Happy birthday, Annie.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
I think I'm going to go to the beach and play my ukulele and put the case out. That's what I'm going to do on my
Yay!
Oh, that's beautiful.
That is great.
How exciting.
Exciting. That sounds wonderful.
Amazing.
That's wonderful. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And next week, so happy birthday, Annie. Sunday is Annie's
Thank you.
birthday.
Yeah.
And then next Friday, we have our Angelic Money Reiki at 11 Pacific, same time as we started this. And then the following week, we have Winging It at 12. Pacific.
Wow.
Things.
Yeah, and the other thing to let you know about, on the 18th, we're having a free public mother wound healing masterclass. That's kind of like an introduction or a taste of mother wound healing. So people can do that whether or not they're enrolled in the intensive. And it'll be, of course, an invitation to people to join us who haven't enrolled in that yet. But even if you don't enroll in it, you'll still get benefit from attending that. That's at 3 p.m. Pacific on Thursday, the 18th, Mother Wound Healing Masterclass. And I do ask that those of you who are doing the Mother Wound Healing Intensive, that you try to attend that if you can, because it's going to help you move energy and help you get the most from the Mother Wound Healing Intensive, which actually starts on the 30th. The first private session for those goddesses who are joining us for that will be on June 30th. So that's a peek ahead at our
Mother wound call be here in the gold. Where will it
What's
be?
that, sweetheart?
Where will the mother wound public call be?
Oh,
Where?
yeah, that's not in Wisdom School. It's not connected with Wisdom School. It's a separate
Okay.
program. And there will be a Zoom link for that. And you see it. I'll send it to you by email. And I'll also be putting it all over Facebook and all of the known cyberverse. And
Thank
you can
you.
share it. Yeah, please do share it, because there's a lot of people who need healing with that. The Mother Wound Healing Program, not only are we doing mother wound healing, as you know, Annie, But we're all, and we have several other people from Wisdom School who are joining us in that. But it's also ancestral healing. It's also sister wound healing. It's karmic past life healing. It's inner child healing. It's divine feminine and women's empowerment. There's so much in there. It's going to be really, really deep and
How long?
really juicy.
How long?
How long will the one on the 18th be, or how long is the full program? Or both? Both questions, yeah. So the one on the 18th will be about an hour, maybe 75 minutes. We will have a channeling from the Divine Mother there, which will be lovely. And then the full program, which starts on the 30th, but there's some goodies that people are getting earlier. So you get some kind of pre-work sort of resources before June 30th, right? But the official first course for that will be, the first group session will be on June 30th. And it runs basically through the end of October with a total of 9 group sessions. So they're like retreats, kind of like Guidathons, but it's not focused on the same things we focus on here in Wisdom School. It's really, really about healing and those deep ancestral karmic inner child, in utero, past life, really, really healing and empowerment. So yeah, if anyone wants to chat with me, just send me a message and I'll be happy to chat with you about that. And we've been getting creative with payment plans. So some of you know we're getting very stretchy with payment plans for that, because I want to make sure that those of you who are at Wisdom School and want to still be in Wisdom School, that you can still do your payment for your Wisdom School and your payment for your mothering healing. So don't worry about that. If it's meant to be for you, we'll figure out a way and you'll be able to join us for that. Yeah, so let me know. Just reach out. I have a good feeling for you on that, Joy. Monica, I don't think you need it. You don't need it. You're all good on that department. Brenda might be a bad idea for you either. Feel into that. You can feel into that. Oh, very cool thing.
What was that? You didn't feel that for me, or you do?
I kind of do. I kind of feel like it could be good for you, not only with your relationship with your mother and the Divine Mother,
Kids.
as a mother. Yeah, also about your kids and as a mother, because it helps to heal the ancestral woundedness now, so you don't pass that stuff forward to your kids.
Right.
Lineage. Yeah, and we have a website now, motherwoundhealing.com, which just got ready a day or two ago. You guys are the first ones I'm telling about it. Actually, can
Congratulations.
Yay to us.
Hey.
show it off just real quick?
Motherwoundhealing.com.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually show it to you because I'm really excited to.
Should be.
Show and tell. It's like we're kids, right?
You guys are the first ones to see it, like literally. Like my virtual assistant, Robin. So there it is. Can you see?
Cool.
Yeah.
Peach. Remember I mentioned the peach?
Yeah.
So the joy of emotional and soul freedom from your ancestral and familial painful patterns across all generations and lineages.
Nah.
And then this would be a good thing for you to look at and help you feel into it. What are some common factors and causes? And it's the result of some symptoms that you might have, how the mother wound could be affecting you today. Why is it so important? And then I love this image that I made. Isn't that gorgeous? Every woman who deeply heals her ancestral wounds heals all generations to follow her.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Yes, that's why it's so important. You're doing it for yourself and for the children and the future generations. And then we have, you guys know Shira. You remember Shira?
Yes, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Some of you guys know Myra as well. Myra was in Wisdom School Gold and Silver. So you guys know these goddesses. And then step 1, apply for the consultation, which you can click there, and then you get to fill out a little form for a free consultation. That's no cost for that. We just hop on a call and we feel into it together, see if it's a fit for you and how we can move forward. And then this is the quiz, but this is still taking it to the old quiz, which is fine. The old quiz is fine. It's just that it's 40 questions. It's a little long. But any day now, we're going to have the shorter, easier to take version of the quiz, which is only 20 questions. I'll let you guys know. And then we have all these brave testimonies. Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
apply here for your consultation. So there's our new website.
I love the peach. That was my fruit when you were asking us to imagine. I can remember the peach juice just dripping down my.
Yes, that's so interesting because I was picturing a peach in my mind too. Archangel Michael didn't say peach, but I was picturing a peach as one of them too. So that's so cool.
Mine was watermelon.
Oh, that was a close second on that one. It was
That's
like,
yeah.
So we're going to be increasing our seaweed probably, and our mushrooms, and our algae, and our berries, and our fruit. And then we're going to be bringing in more consciously with our alcohol, caffeine, and animal products. And we have gorgeous replays to listen to today. I mean, we have so much here. We have the Archangel Michael. We have the healing journey at the beginning with Chakra. We are going to have so much fun with our replays. Definitely. Oh, and your Ticino. Yeah, I'm going to type that here again. T-E-E. Whoops, it's not letting me do that. E-E. T-E-E.
You typed it in there, Ticino.com.
Yeah. Ticino.com. It's like 2 E's.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Ticino.com. So have fun with that. Yay! Thank you, God. Thank you, Goddess. Thank you, angels. Thank you so much, Archangel Michael. Thank you, second.
Thank you.
We're going to have fun with pleasuring ourselves and treasuring ourselves.
I love this time together.
All of that. So I love you so much. Thanks for being here. And have a wonderful weekend, ladies.
Thank you.
Oh, thank
Happy
you.
birthday weekend. We'll be celebrating with Xander on Sunday, so I'll celebrate.
Happy birthday.
thank you. Yay.
Love you all.
I love you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
For Sigmatic Mushroom. Can you put the link for that on either our chat or our Wisdom School group would be fine.
Yeah, I'll do that. I have to go find it, but I'll do it.
Okay, thank you. That sounds great. And I'll put the Ticino link there too.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and I'll see you guys next week at AMR, Angelic Mighty Reiki.
Nice.
Bye.
Take care. Love you.
Yeah, see you next week.
Thank you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Yay.